Go ahead and call this.
Here.
Commissioner Seegers?
Present.
We have a full quorum here.
Fantastic. And may we rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
To all of our commissioners and to everyone that's here, our mayor, and thank you so much for being here. Let's bow in prayer. Father, we thank you on behalf of the Ministerial Alliance and the City of Liberal. We thank you for this opportunity to come to open this meeting with prayer. We pray that you would cover us and look over us and bless everyone that's here. Give them divine health, Father, and look over those that are making decisions in our decision maker, our city manager. Just give them the wisdom, Father, to do what's necessary as this cold, frigid temperatures to help to keep the citizens safe and from running into each other and keep our streets safe. And let us help them to move. This is legally lawful, and we thank you for that tonight, Father. So just bless us and keep us is our prayer. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much, Persephone. Tonight we do have an award to present. I'm going to read a brief summary of how this award came to be and then the award itself. So this is for our city clerk here in Liberal, and the Institution of Municipal Clerks issued out this award. It says the Athenians were leaders of logic and rhetoric. They left the world enriched with their ideas. The choice of Athenian in the title of the Leadership Society signals the value of this culture from 2,500 years ago. Esteem. Municipal clerks at their best exemplify Athenian values. From the Athenian Leadership Society. The Athenian Leadership Society is an international academy for and of to recognize and honor municipal clerks who seek personal and professional improvement as an Athenian leader in their chosen profession. The highest achievement for society members is to be inducted as a fellow with all rights, privileges, and recognition bestowed by the International Institute of Municipal Clerks. By these hands and with this seal, we welcome to the Academy, extending the prestige and recognition as a fellow of the Athenian Leadership Society, to Alicia Hidalgo. Alicia, if you join me up front here. Go around here to you. Congratulations. Thank you so much for your hard work for the city.
Thank you.
Here's your pen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on, we will have the approval of the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Warren, a second by Commissioner Seegers to approve the agenda as printed. All in favor? Vote passes 5-0. Now we need a motion to approve the January 26, 2021 regular meeting minutes.
I move we approve the January 26, 2021 regular meeting minutes as printed.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Segrist, a second by Commissioner Linnenbroker to approve the January 26, 2021 regular meeting minutes as printed. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to the consent agenda. Nothing on the consent agenda tonight. Moving on to item number 5. Ordinance in the corporate city limits of the city of Liberal, Kansas, repealing and replacing the existing ordinance to the code of the ordinance of the city of Liberal, Kansas.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner.
Good evening.
Animal Control is requesting the City Commission repeal Article regulations. Municipalities across the state and country have started to realize that breed-specific bans are not the answer. To vicious animal attacks, other municipalities have bans and strengthening dog at large and vicious animal ordinances. Breed-specific laws tend to compromise rather than enhance public safety. A certain breed. The focus is shifted away from effective enforcement of laws that have the best chances of making communities safer. Dog license law, leash laws, anti-animal fighting laws, anti-tethering laws, laws facilitating spay and neutering, laws that require all owners to control their dogs regardless of breed. Additionally, guardians of the banned breeds may be deterred from seeking routine veterinarian care, which can lead to outbreak of rabies and other diseases that endanger communities. Breed-specific laws may also have the unintended consequences of encouraging irresponsible dog owners. As certain breeds are regulated, individuals who exploit aggression in dogs are likely to turn to other dogs. Unregulated breeds. Conversely, outlaws may be attracted to the rise of pit bull ownership among gang members in the late 80s coincided with the first round of the breed-specific legislation. The building department, along with animal control, is currently working to reword Article 3, dogs and cats. We are hoping to have a draft to the city attorney by the end of February, and this would to strengthen vicious animal.
And Commissioners, the item is open for discussion.
I move we approve ordinance number 4550.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Segrist, a second by Commissioner Linnebroker to approve ordinance number 4550. Is there any more discussion?
The only inquiry I would have is be to Alicia. When we recodified this ordinance into Liberal City Code, wouldn't we also need to make sure that we reflect on this ordinance that we repeal Liberal City Code section? Okay. Yeah, I think we should, to cover our bases. If you all give me just a moment.
No problem at all.
So repeal the old.
The ordinance that's referenced is the actual ordinance 3950, which was adopted by the city back in May of 1989. However, when we recodified our ordinances into Liberal City Code, when it was recodified, it was listed differently. So we probably need to make sure that we also add on to that ordinance for discussion tonight, rescinding ordinance specifically number 3950, as well as, you could help me out, Kevin, if you know off the top of your head the code section. I think it's chapter 2, Article 4.
Yeah, chapter 2, Article 4 is the pit bull ban.
All right, chapter 2.
Would you like separate motions for that one?
No. Repealing chapter 2, Article 4. And then Alicia can put that language in there real quick and get it to you tonight so it can be approved. I just want to make sure, Kevin, on that, on Article, or Chapter 2, just make sure that we reference the right portion, because there's animals and fowl.
While we're waiting for that, also for the public's behalf, know that we are looking at modifying the Vicious Animal Act to be more encumbering with the removal of the breed-specific ban that we have in place to make sure that we're still obtaining the highest safety standards for the community with all animals and all breeds of animals. We'll also be looking at implementing very soon newly revamped Vicious Animal Act that makes it to where it is very clear cut and dry that if an animal attacks a human being, no matter what kind of animal it is, it'll be euthanized.
Yep, and in double checking, if we could, we need to add the language to also repeal Chapter 2, Article 4 of the Liberal City Code.
What do you mean that you're going to euthanize if it attacked it? Are you saying if it bit somebody, they're going to be euthanized?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much any breed of animal. So it could be a parrot, a turtle, a cat, a dog. Doesn't matter. So that they would all receive the exact same disciplinary actions under the Vicious Animal Act.
But I mean, there's exceptions that, like, if I'm breaking into your house and your dog tax me. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean,
Okay,
there's,
there's not gonna be.
And that's not what we're doing tonight anyway.
No.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
but just for the
something-
people that are concerned about the removal of the breed-specific ban, there will be upcoming changes to the Vicious Animal Act that
Gonna be
compensate for it.
covered in the vicious.
Yeah, as long as it's protecting this homeowner's person, you know, within a certain distance around them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Tony, right now, we do have, that's part of the vicious animal ordinance right now, that the court shall order the animal either to be removed from the city limits or destroyed.
Yeah, that's happened.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it happens.
Okay.
Okay, I had the motion to approve ordinance number 4550, and if I add repeal chapter 2, animal control and regulations, article 4, pit bull ban, will that do it?
Yep, Article 2, or Chapter 2, Article 4, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, chapter 2, regulations, article 4, pit bull ban.
That'd be fine.
Will that
You want to maintain second?
Yep.
Okay. So, the motion is to approve ordinance number 4550 while also repealing Chapter 2, Article 4. Motion made by Commissioner Segrist, second made by Commissioner Linnenbroker. Is there any more discussion on the topic? All in favor? Vote passes 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
Moving on to item number 6, resolution number 2349, the 2021 fee schedule. Hello again, Alicia.
Hello. Tonight before you is resolution number 2349. It authorizes the fee schedule for 2021 of the City of Little Code Book. We do have one change on page C9. Under the court item, it's C-901 section. Traffic will be changed to 80. That was approved last year, and for some reason it didn't get changed on my copy. I do apologize. And I think Mayor Bergen will let you guys know, we will be continuing to work on this. With COVID, unfortunately, we weren't able to get as much done as we needed to, so I have already talked to department heads. We will plan on getting together October and November of this year for changes that we're gonna make for January 2022. So that way you guys have it, and we'll start getting on a regular schedule instead of random times throughout the years. We'll just go ahead and do it
Absolutely.
one time with all the changes to go in effect the next January.
So for JP and several other members of the community that have reached out to multiple commissioners on this topic multiple times before, we have to remove entire sections of the code book to be able to make all of the necessary modifications needed. So the finalizations will be made before the end of 2021. That will bring the uniform code for all business licenses in the city of Liberal to $100 uniformly with no special exclusions. And it will be implemented and in effect on January 1st, 2022.
And what was changed in C-901?
The traffic.
fee from 40, it should be 80.
Should be 8.
Oh, we did that a while back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we did that last.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to approve resolution number 2349?
I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 2349.
Second.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Martinez, a second by Commissioner Warren to approve resolution number 2349. Is there any more discussion on the topic? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Alicia. Moving on to agenda item number 7, requesting purchase for utility vehicle for the cemetery.
Mayor and Commissioners,
Good evening, Brett.
staff is requesting to purchase a Truckster XD from Jacobson to replace the Toro that we currently use that we bought in 2008. We've kind of outgrown it. We did get 2 bids from 2 companies that have comparable products, and we did check with our local bidder who declined to bid on this specific, and it's more of, not because they didn't want to bid on it, but they don't handle golf and turf equipment from John Deere. That's why we had to go with the Van Walls bid. And it did come in over budget, so we're requesting to take the over budget amount out of the cemetery perpetual fund. And the one that we currently have at the cemetery will be transferred to the Parks Department. They're needing something to haul dirt. We'll help them out also.
So this is a dump?
It holds about 1,800 pounds of dirt, and this one will hold 3,500 pounds.
It's like double almost.
So it'll make digging and backfilling a lot easier. A lot less loads to haul.
Save labor that way too.
This type of weather, when it's cold,
Mhm.
we don't have to haul 6 loads, we can haul 3.
Well, it doesn't have a cab.
Doesn't have a cab.
It means the work's gonna get done even quicker.
Hey, don't encourage him.
And just to reiterate, before a motion's made, local businesses were given the opportunity to bid in, but do not deal with this kind of equipment.
Absolutely. Matter of fact, I got with them back in November and told them that we would be bidding one of these in January, so I tried to give them as much lead time, because sometimes they can get those on some other John Deere sites.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for
They
doing that.
can plenty of lead time.
Do we have a motion?
I'm gonna make a motion that we approve the purchase of a truckster from KGT for approximately $23,067.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Lindenbroker, a second by Commissioner Warren to purchase a Truckster XD from Kansas Golf and Turf in the amount of $23,067. Is there any more discussion on the topic?
We need to say something about a little higher than our budget, or he's gonna take it out of the,
Perpetual, the overreach.
yeah.
We can definitely mention that. This was a budgeted item, but since it exceeded the budget slightly, we are going to take the remaining funds out of the cemetery perpetual fund. Is there any more topic of discussion? All in favor? Vote passes 5-0. I was going to say, that'll be a first. Thank you very much, Brad.
Thank you.
Moving on to agenda item number 8, we have the purchase of 2 used Kansas Highway Patrol cars for the police department. Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioner. Excuse me, so I've spent the last probably 10 months now getting us up on our feet as far as staff is concerned. 2020, we were unable to purchase a vehicle, and I believe that was financial reasons, which is now, with the full house, has now made us behind and not able to accommodate enough police officers with vehicles. So we went and searched for new vehicles. We found brand new 2021s that were estimated about $35,000 just for the vehicle itself, without the sirens and lights and so forth. As we were looking for brand new vehicles, we ran across 2 Kansas Highway Patrol cars that are used. They're 2019 Dodge Chargers, all-wheel drive. They have approximately 49 to 50,000 miles on the 2 of them, and they are selling them. Comes with lights and sirens as well. So we're asking for the permission for the purchase of these 2 used vehicles.
So basically, you're saying we're getting 2 for the price of 1.
Exactly.
Plus, you're not having to set them all up and everything, too.
Well, the
They're ready to go.
the price of the sirens and the lights.
Well, that's about an average of what, $5,500 just to be able to get the equipment before it's installed? Yeah.
Oh, and you don't have to break them in, they're already broke in, right?
It's an excellent point. And it's all highway miles.
You budgeted 40,000, but these are 44,200. Where are you going to get the other $4,200? Chris?
Yeah, Commissioner, the $40,000, the way that works, we transfer it to the Police Department Equipment Reserve Fund. There are other funds within the reserve fund that would account for the additional amount over
Okay.
the budget.
Okay, thank you.
So what do we need, just to approve the purchase of 2?
Yeah,
Kansas vehicle?
Yep, I was gonna say I would order just from Kansas Highway Patrol in the amount of $44,200.
I'll make the motion, we purchase 2 used Kansas Highway Patrol vehicles for an amount of $44,200.
I'll second. We have a motion by Vice Mayor Martinez, a second by Mayor Harden to approve the purchase of 2, 2019 Dodge Chargers from the Kansas Highway Patrol in the amount of $44,200. Is there any more topic of discussion? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you very much, Chief.
Thank you.
Right.
Moving on to item number 9, we have the Economic Development website.
I'm just updating you all. I'm getting a request for quotes for economic development website. We have currently chooseliberal.com. I don't know when it was made. This last year I've put in several changes and added some stuff, but it's to the point where I can't reconfigure it. It needs drop-down boxes, and so it just needs completely changed. It's outdated, and I've done enough that I can to it to even get it, try to get it up to, but it needs more work, which leads to completely restructuring it and redoing it. I've got so far 4 quotes, and I had, well, the people that we have currently, the company right now, they gave me a quote that we use on it currently, and they all know what I want done. Everybody, I've got a sheet that says exactly what I want done for everybody. But we need to open it up to see if there's any local people that can also do websites. The thing is, I want to make sure they can do a website that is economic development friendly, because there's items in there that you have to have, because 90% of our site selectors and people who are looking to either move or do business in your community, they look at your website first. So it is a front line item for our marketing. So I am sending out a notice. It'll be on our Facebook page. I don't know if it's on already.
Yes, ma'am, it is.
It'll be in the newspaper, on Twitter, and then I put it out through the Western Kansas Rural Economic Development Alliance listserv to see what other communities are using so I can contact them. And I have a deadline of March 1st to get these quotes in, and then we'll decide to choose. And they're all so far coming within the budget that I allowed.
Terrific. Thank you for being proactive. It sounds like your department has outgrown the availability of what your website can provide, so it definitely sounds like it's time to get it revamped.
And I'll inform you what we end up doing.
Terrific. Thank you very much,
All right.
Cindy. Moving on to agenda item number 10, we have the Memorial Library Board appointment, reappointment.
It would be my pleasure to make a motion to reappoint Judy Chance to the Liberal Memorial Library Board for a second term beginning January 2021, ending January 2025.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Segrist, a second by Commissioner Warren to approve Judy Chance for reappointment to office for the Liberal Memorial Library Board. Her appointment will start January 20th and will end January. All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to agenda item number 11, we have the Water Department computer purchase.
Okay, I will run with this, and if we have any questions, we'll refer to either Tim or Mayor Harden. As we have discussed, we have had continuous internet problems, and it's created main breaks. And I talked to Jose, and every time he loses the internet, he's figuring it costs him about $1,000 to $2,000 in extra labor and stuff like that. Also, the other problem is our current carrier. There's been times we're paying for 100 megs, and we've gotten less than 20. I said, that's plenty as long as nobody else is on the internet. Well,
Yeah.
guess what?
Yeah.
So what we've done, we're looking at getting fiber to that building, but it's not part of their contract, their grant. So if they were to do it immediately, they would have to hire an outside contractor, and it costs us about $65,000. And so I've talked to both Tim and Taylor and our provider, and they have came up with this, we could put this computer back up on grant, and it would be hardwired to the SCADA system, so that in the event we did have a failure, we only have to dispatch one guy to one building. Currently, Jose has to dispatch 2 or 3 guys. We got it because we got wells scattered off, so they've got to start shutting down and manually controlling everything. And from what I understand, talking to Tim and Taylor, that even once we do get the fiber in there, this gives us redundancy in that building. Issue, and the guy happens to be on that end of town, hey, he just goes in there and takes care of it. And so staff is requesting that the commission approve the purchase of this for $7,063. And I believe Tim is going to install it. We just need to get the equipment.
And for the public and commissioners, the price of the actual computer equipment in this is very reasonable and in line with what we would pay for pretty much, CDWG or any other provider. The main expenses on this is the SCADA CSX upgrade, which is their proprietary software that we have to use for everything. Then also the setup and configuration of that, which is also proprietary since it's their product. So as far as the hardware itself with the backup battery, external hard drive, computer with the monitors, all of that is exceedingly in line, and then the cost of the SCADA system and the service to install it is also very in line with what those systems cost across the boards.
I'll make a motion that we approve the water department computer purchase in the amount of $7,063.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Warren, a second by Commissioner Linnebroker to approve the purchase for the water department computer in the amount of $7,063 from Microcom. Is there any more discussion on the item? All in favor? Motion passes 5-0. Moving on to agenda item number 12, we have the Liberal Ball Field Sidewalk Bid Award.
And I'm going to have Gary Geis from Rose Engineering is going to present this. We had 4 bidders. One of them was disqualified simply because bid bond was not adequate, and it was a line item bid, and they only did a base bottom bid. So I'll let Gary run with it.
Good evening, Gary. Thank you for coming.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Commissioners. I'm here to present and answer any questions and hopefully award the Liberty Ball Field Sidewalk Project. The bid opening was January 28th, and like Cal said, we had 4 bidders. One was not accepted, and the next lowest was WK Construction from Meade, Kansas at $109,623.50.
And what was our closest local bidder after that?
$117,353.99.
Okay.
Difference of $7,730.
And Gary, you have experience working with WK Construction LLC out of Meade?
Yes.
Fantastic. And so you believe that they do have the capabilities of being able to pull off the projected bid as submitted?
Yeah, I've got some projects that I've worked with them on if you want to know. The Conestoga ethanol plant, the Abengoa ethanol plant, and the Meade County EMS shop that they revamped. So did well, not that same group, but the father did the liberal intersections at Tucker and 15th a couple years ago under Danny.
Awesome.
So they've done work in Liberal.
They've done work in Liberal before, just under a different name.
And what's the rule on the amount
Do you have?
There isn't a rule.
There's not a rule, just kind
There's
of.
a recommendation that we have, award a bid to any one of these entities because of whatever reasons that is reasonable. One of them is the locale of that business, if it's here locally, if they've done work for the city before, if they've done good, reliable work.
Is if it's a state or federal funded project. And the only way you can reject the low bid then is if you can disqualify the bidder.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a really interesting one just because Plains, Meade, Kismet, and all of these other smaller communities around us are very much just as local as here in Liberal itself, even if their tax base is a county away. Just because most of those people in those communities come to our community to do business, to shop, spend their money, and things like that. Once again, though, try to do business with everybody within the city of Liberal city limits as much as possible. So that is a difference of $7,700 in French construction.
And just so everybody knows, I had talked to Karen. She has either bid covered in what's left in that fund. Correct me if she gave me wrong information.
Do we have a motion of who the bid award will be awarded to? Are we going to push this till next meeting? Yes, so essentially it sounds like, you know, what the two companies that we're looking at is between WK Construction LLC out of Meade and French Construction LLC out of Liberal. The other one is too high and also far further out of town. Other bid was disqualified. So 100% comes down to the commission using their discretion on who the bid is awarded to in this instance.
Complete by the time we start getting people out there, since it'll be a unique walking path, new playground.
Where's this sidewalk go anyway? Wait,
Okay, Gary, I don't know, Gary or Brad can probably explain. I mean, it basically starts up there on 15th and it completely links the Cal Ripken fields, the baseball, softball fields. It completes a loop so that if you just want to go out there and walk, or actually it's wide enough for walking or bike path.
No motorcycles?
I'm sorry. The KDOT didn't have that in their plan for bike, for motorcycle paths. Yeah, a lot of this money came from the KDOT for.
It actually connects all the way back to 8th Street and comes around the soccer complex. Soccer and 15th Street connects all that together. So kind of a loop around town. I mean,
Are we limited on which project we can do due to the KDOT funding? I mean, regarding low bidder?
No, it was strictly partly matching grant. So, yeah, as far as I know, that was a grant. And correct me if I'm wrong. I don't it's
remember.
not like a revolving fund loan or.
Correct.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's strictly open for you guys to. Hey, I told you I was going to throw you under the bus.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because it's a win-win. I mean, we always want to do everything that we can to support the smaller communities around us that support our economy as well. But on the same flip of that coin, we always prefer to do business with the businesses that are within the city of Liberal confines. So I don't see there being a bad decision to be made out of this. It just 100% comes down to the preference of who we view as a better monetary investment for where the funds will be spent. I have absolutely zero doubt that either of these companies will experience any kind of issues and that the quality of the product will be exceedingly similar. I think the only other thing that you can compare between the two that is noteworthy is that the days are quite different. So with WK Construction, they're confident that they can have, within a month, within 30 days, have us to substantial completion, and within 40 days, final completion. French Construction has 80 days to substantial completion, 90 days to final completion.
And that's where I would challenge their 30 days. Just look outside right now.
Conditions.
Yeah, I mean, I think their bid is if ideal conditions.
They were wanting to start mid-April, when the weather is clearing up a little bit.
Well, I'll make a motion that we go with our local bid, French Construction, since we got the money to cover it. They got employees here, they pay property taxes here, and I think we get our money back, even though we've used these in the past.
Yeah. Well, there is a formula, and I don't know it, but when you spend your money local, how many times it comes back to the community? And I'm going to apologize, I don't know that. Does anybody know that formula? 7 times. So for every dollar we spend with a local vendor, according to Cindy, that's going to come back to us 7 times.
All right, do we have a second?
I second it.
We have a motion by Vice Mayor Martinez with a second by Commissioner Segrist to accept the bid from French Construction LLC in the amount of $117,353. And Gary, you can feel free to say anything here as well.
Not on that.
Okay.
I do have one other request, or one I'd like to bring up.
Yes, sir.
The Second Street project's coming up, and the 22nd of February, and we were gonna do the pre-con in the City Hall conference room. We're also wanting to do a community meeting where we bring everybody for that first phase, all the residents on that street, on Second Street. Show them the phasing so that we know they're gonna be walking 3 blocks or 2 blocks, or they will be able to park in the alley or in the front. We're wanting to get that together, and I was wanting to get, like, the Girl Scout meeting opened so that we could spread out and still communicate with these people and give them a heads up and let them know what they're in for.
Probably would need a little bit more room.
Well, and I don't see there being an issue with you guys using the Girl Scout building because we're not renting it out.
And it is a city project.
Yeah, that will allow you guys. Yeah. Thank you very much for that information, Gary. All right, we have a motion and a second on the floor. Is there any more discussion? All in favor of accepting the bid from French Construction LLC, please raise your hand. And Mr. Warren will be abstaining. We have vote passes 4 with an abstention. Thank you very much, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anything I need to do to reserve the Girl Scout building? on
Just
this
let
project?
that young lady right there know.
Yep. I'll tell you what, the schedule should be wide open.
That's what I'm
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much,
Okay.
Gary.
Thanks,
Thank
Gary.
you.
All right, that
Thank you,
concludes
Gary.
all of our items on the agenda for tonight. Moving on to comments from city staff. Hello again, Brad.
Hello. I'm just gonna give you a couple of updates real quick. If you've been by the Cal Ripken Fields, the playground, we've done hedgewing around the playground, the parking lot, all that's getting done. The new community building we're working on, which will be Blue Bonnet Community Building, not the old rec center, because then everybody gets confused. We're doing a total remodel job in there. We've been working on that the last few weeks. We stripped out the new commission chambers, and we're getting quotes right now on flooring for those 2 projects going on.
You might explain to him about your arches that you're gonna do at the ball fields. Keep the big boys out.
Oh, yeah. So we've always had issues with semis coming off of Jacobson Drive pulling into the ball complex and tearing up our parking lot, doing U-turns and stuff. So we're gonna build some archways over the entrances. And
Hi.
also, we're gonna put some
tear it up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we'll only have them locked when there's reasons they don't need to be on the field.
Absolutely.
But we got a lot of stuff going right now. We're trying to, this community building is gonna be, it's a big project, but it's gonna be a really nice, another building to rent for the citizens. It's in a perfect spot to do water park.
That's the main thing, is I think that is probably one of the more ideal locations in town for a community building like that.
It'll probably be our most rented building once it gets completed.
Absolutely.
Nice park there.
It is.
That's all I got.
Thank you very much, Brad. Do we have anybody else from city staff? City manager's report.
It's cold out there.
It is.
Everybody know the street department is doing the best they can, keeping the intersections salted and sanded. And the problem is when the weather, when the weather gets so cold, salt doesn't work. Basically, when it gets below 20, salt almost quits working. And so they last night, well, guess what? It glazed over the top of the sand. So the street department's been doing a good job, doing the best they can, trying to keep ahead and keep the streets safe. We're doing the best we can on arterial and intersections.
I'm glad you answered that question, because we had some, you can tell on your own driveway when you put the stuff down, it's not melting.
Yeah.
It's slick.
Well, and I could tell
I don't know what the temperature
that they had all the sand down the very first. Yeah.
And then all we have is a bunch of sand when it thaws out that we got to sweep up.
Yep.
Or plug our drainage system. And of course, I want to thank the staff. They've been hanging in there. Other than that, I think that's about it.
Terrific. Do we have any items from citizens? No items from citizens. Do we have any items from groups? No groups. Let's go ahead and do the items from commissioners, starting with Commissioner Segrist.
Well, I don't have anything much, except I want to clear up the fact that the commission's new meeting room, we are not tearing up the library downtown to do a meeting room.
Oh, no.
So I hope the coffee group can keep that straight. And that's all I have, because I think people are trying to get to the
Well,
the
thank you for that
basketball game.
clarification. Yeah, that's important to know.
All I got is trying to stay warm.
Nothing for me tonight.
Tell old Jimmy Garcia happy birthday today. It's his birthday. So. That's all I have.
Just to reiterate what everybody's already heard, just make sure that you guys are driving as carefully as possible and being defensive drivers and not offensive drivers. I've seen quite a few people that are still trying to pull out very quickly in front of other cars that are already en route, so probably not a great idea with the conditions being the way it is. Also, just congratulate Alicia once again. Alicia, you've been fantastic. And I greatly appreciate all the work you do. I think that this is a phenomenal accomplishment for you, so thank you very much for allowing us the opportunity to present it for you in a meeting.
Thank you guys for allowing me.
Absolutely. And to city staff, you guys have been doing a fantastic job, especially with the street department. I don't think people realize the tireless nights that those people work trying to keep up with these conditions. So thank you very much on that front to all the city employees. Moving on to agenda item number 18, we have the approval of the vouchers.
I'll make a motion that we approve the vouchers in the amount of $815,826.36.
Second.
We have a motion by Commissioner Warren, a second by Commissioner Segrist to approve the vouchers in the amount of $815,826.36. Do we have any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carries 5-0. And we are adjourned.